Namo Buddhaya. Now it is time to listen Dhamma. Dhamma Savana. Today we are going to study about a sutta called Achetana Sutta. It comes in Anguttara Nikaya 3 chapter. Although it is very short, but it has got its insights. That's why I have chosen it. This incident happened when the Bhagavan Buddha was dwelling in Banaras, Deer Park in Isipatana. There the Blessed One addressed the bhikkhus. Bhikkhus are, monks, his disciples. Bhikkhus. Then they replied, Venerable Sir. The Blessed One, the Buddha said this, Bhikkhus, in the past there was a king named Achetana. Then the king Achetana addressed a chariot maker. Summoned one chariot maker and addressed it. Friend chariot maker, 6 months from now, there will be a battle. Can you make me a new pair of wheels for chariot? He's asking his chariot maker, could you able to make a pair of new wheels? I can, Lord. The chariot maker replied. After 6 months, less 6 days, the chariot maker has finished one wheel. 6 months less 6 days means 5 months, 24 days. 5 months, 24 days, he prepared one wheel. The King Pachetana then addressed the chariot maker. 6 days from now, there will be a battle. Is the new pair of wheels finished? The chariot maker replied, in the past 6 months, less 6 days, Lord, I have finished one wheel. Then king asking him, but friend, chariot maker, can you finish a second wheel for me in next 6 days? Is it possible to make a one wheel in 6 days? I can, Lord. The chariot maker replied, yes, I can do it. For one wheel, it took 5 months, 24 days. And in 6 days, he is saying, I can make another wheel. Within 6 days. Why? Because the battle is around the corner. After 6 days, there will be a battle. Then over the next 6 days, the chariot maker finished the second wheel also. He brought the new pair of wheels to King Pachetana and said, this is the new pair of wheels that I have made for you, Lord. I have prepared both 2 wheels of the chariot. Then the King Pachetana astonished. What is the difference, friend chariot maker, between the wheel that took 5 months, 24 days, 6 months less 6 days, and one is completed in 6 days? What is the difference between those 2 wheels? I do not see any difference between them. The king is saying, what is the difference? The chariot maker replied, there is a difference. My Lord, there is a difference. I will show, observe the difference. Then the chariot maker rolled one wheel that took 6 days to finish. The second one he is showing to king. He rolled it as far as the impetus carried. He rolled it. As long as the force is there, it carried. Then after the force is, after vanishing the force, it wobbled and fell to the ground. He rolled it after some passing. It wobbled and fell to the ground. Then he took the second wheel, that is actually prepared first, which took him 5 months, 24 days. Then again he rolled that wheel also. But this wheel also rolled as far as the impetus carried it, and then stood still as if it fixed to an axle. It didn't fall down, it didn't wobble, it didn't fall on the ground. Then the king asked, why is it, friend, chariot maker, that the wheel that took 6 days to finish rolled as far as the impetus carried it, and then wobbled and fell to the ground, while the wheel that took 6 months less 6 days to finish rolled as far as the impetus carried it, and then stood still as if it fixed on an axle. But why? Why one has fallen down and another didn't? The chariot maker replied, the wheel that took 6 days to finish, Lord, has a rim that is crooked. It has got the rim. The center part of the wheel is crooked, rim. The rim is outer part. Outer part of the wheel is crooked, faulty and defective. The spokes are crooked, faulty and defective. And the nav means hub, which is middle part, is also crooked, faulty and defective. There are 3 defects in that wheel. That's why it couldn't stand still. After the finishing of impetus, after finishing of force, it wobbled and fell to the ground. On the other hand, the wheel that took 6 months less 6 days to finish has rim without crookedness, without faults, without defects. It has spokes without crookedness, faults, defects. It has a hub that is without crookedness, faults and defects. For this reason, it rolled as far as the impetus carried, the force carried it, then stood still as if it's fixed to an axle. Now, Bhagavan Buddha stopped the story here. He didn't talk about the battles and all. Why? Why? Because they are not concerned with the teaching. They are not useful for emancipation. That's why he didn't tell. Bhagavan Buddha has got a talent. He used to say what is required, what is necessary to end the dukkha. That's it. No more, no unnecessary words like this. So he stops here, and then he's saying to bhikkhus, it may be bhikkhus that you think on that occasion the chariot maker was someone else, right? You should not think in such a way. On that occasion, I myself was the chariot maker. He's talking about he is saying, I am the chariot maker at that time. I myself was the chariot maker. Here, Bhagavan Buddha is talking about his past lives. In the past, Bhagavan Buddha, who was striving to become Buddha, was called Bodhisattva. So, who is fulfilling his perfections. Perhaps you know the perfections. Dana, generosity is one perfection. Sila is one perfection. Morality. And Nekkhamma, renunciation is one perfection. There are 10% perfections. Panya means wisdom, energy, perseverance, truthfulness, and resolution, loving kindness, and equanimity. There are 10 perfections. He has to fulfill to become Buddha. It is difficult. They have who want to become Buddha should perfect all these perfections 3 times. One is parami, second is upaparami, third one is paramatapari. This is ordinary perfection, higher perfection, highest perfection. Who fulfills these perfections, then only one can become a Buddha. For example, Dana Parami, we are talking about Dana Parami, generosity, external, giving external things, all things, is Parami. He has gone through that phase also. After that, they had to Upaparami, next level of Paramis. In that, he even offered his body limbs. That is next level, Upaparami. The third one is Paramataparami, means giving one's life. So there are levels in perfections also. Who perform these 3 kinds of perfections means 30 perfections, they become Buddha. If one fulfills 2 kinds of perfection, he becomes Acheka Buddha. Acheka Buddha is also realized the 4 noble truths, but he cannot or convince others. He cannot teach or convince others. And those who have completed perfections once, they become disciples of the Buddha. So it is not easy task to become a Buddha. So now Bhagavan Buddha again saying, I was chariot maker. I myself was a chariot maker. He told me, isn't it? Then he is saying again, then at the time, I was skilled in crookedness, faults, and defects in good. But now I am the Arhat, the perfectly enlightened one, skilled in crookedness, faults, and defects of the body. Now I am perfect in those things, the crookedness of the body. Skilled in crookedness, faults, and defects in defects in speech. Speech also, I am perfect. I can find out what are the faults of the body and speech. Third one, skilled in crookedness, faults, and defects of mind also. You can recognize all these 3. Whatever actions we do through these 3 doors only. 1, body. Second, speech. Third one is mind. No other way to, whether it is good or bad. Only by these 3 doors only we have to do whatever. Now, he is advising bhikkhus. Any bhikkhu or bhikkhuni who has not abandoned crookedness, faults, and defects of the body, speech, and mind has fallen down from the Dhamma and discipline. Bhagavan Buddha called his teaching as Dhamma Vinaya in Pali, Dhamma and discipline. Just as the wheel of that wheel that was finished in 6 days. Any bhikkhu or bhikkhuni who has abandoned crookedness, faults, and defects of the body, speech, and mind is established in Dhamma and discipline, just as the wheel that was finished in 6 months less 6 days. Therefore, because you should train yourself thus, we will abandon crookedness, faults, and defects of the body. We will abandon crookedness, faults, and defects of speech. We will abandon crookedness, faults, and defects of mind. It is in this way that you should train yourselves. This is the teaching to his disciples. So, what are the 3 crookedness, faults, or defects of the body actions? Or, first of all, killing. We do with body, killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct. These are all faults of the crooked, faults, defects, crookedness of the body actions. What are they? Killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct. We should abandon them. If you want to continue, whether upasaka or bhikkhu, one should correct himself or herself. Next, there are 4 defects in speech. What are they? Lying. Telling lies is 1. Slandering. Rude speech. Silly, useless talk. These are all 4 imperfections we commit in our speech. And 3 mental faults. What are they? Covetousness, ill will, and evil views. So, we have to eliminate those. If you want long last in the Dhamma Vinaya, we should eliminate these are all defects, all faults, all crookedness. Bodily, speech, and mental actions. Here, one more observation I observed it. For the first wheel, it took 5 months, 24 days, which is perfect one. The second one second wheel only took 6 days. That is not perfect, imperfect. So for perfection, it takes a lot of time. Be patient. One by one, all these faults to eliminate from your behavior, so that sooner or later, one can become a perfect man. May all be perfect in body, speech, and mental actions, and attain the ultimate bliss of Nibbana. May all beings be happy. Bhavatu sabba mangalam, rakhantu sabba devata, sabba buddhanubhavena, sabba dhammanubhavena, sabba sanghanubhavena, sada suddhi bhavantu. Now, this Sunday program concludes here. Let us meet on next Sunday. One more thing, there will be Telugu discourse on Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. on our YouTube channel, Mahaprabhu Buddha Vihara Hyderabad channel. Till next week. Let us meet next week. May be happy, may be healthy, and may be wealthy. Achieve